Herzlich willkommen bei Schall und Laut. Heute gibt es ein neues Format. Und zwar Band interviewt Band. Heute werdet ihr Frantic begleiten können, wenn sie Iria aus Griechenland interviewen. Für mich so eine der Entdeckungen im Black Metal Bereich in diesem Jahr. Und ich wünsche euch jetzt viel Spaß dabei.
So, einen wunderschönen guten Abend. Wir sind Björn und Gregor von Frantic aus dem schönen Hannover und machen hier ein Interview für Schall und Laut von Radio Linden. Und ja, wir haben heute die ganz besondere Ehre, dass wir Jim Mutilator von Yoth Iria und vormals Rotting Christ hier haben. Die Jungs haben gerade Anfang dieses Jahres ein ziemlich starkes neues Album rausgehauen und darüber wollen wir mal ein bisschen mit ihm quatschen. Das werden wir verständlicherweise auf Englisch tun. Jim.
Hello.
Honor having you here.
No. I'm honored as well, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, let's dip right into it. Of course, I think this might be kind of a standard question, but the name Yoth Iria, what does it stand for? What does it mean? Is it any?
Okay, it's a question a lot of people ask me to explain, especially in my personal account, you know. Okay, Yoth Iria exactly is, the light that Lucifer sent to the earth to help the simple people, against oppression, etc. It's after those rays, I can say it like it's the rays that comes from Saint Lucifer to the earth about protecting people, and also the nature. It's like the thunder, something like that.
So to draw a little of a parallel, a little bit like the fire that Prometheus has given to us.
Please.
For example, a little like the fire that Prometheus gave to us.
Of course, yeah, exactly. You are very, very right. And I can say that all the ancient gods, Greek gods, Egyptian gods, all of them are demons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's go a little further into this. I mean, of course, due to my descent, I follow the political situation in Greece a little, and especially during Corona, the Orthodox Church there has done or said some, not horrendous things, but blatantly arrogant things. For example, I remember priests saying, "Oh, you won't catch COVID if you go to the church," and have you taken this name? For example, I mean, Greece is a very predominantly Orthodox and Christian country. Have you taken this name to piss some people off?
You mean Yoth Iria?
Yeah.
Look, as you know, I first used this name in a Rotting Christ track, Fourth Night of Revelation from the Mighty Contract. Mm-hmm. It was the refrain of the album, if you remember. It was like Yoth Iria, Prince of Fire, Yoth Iria, and Holy Master.
Yep.
And I think after I was in the studio, and still I have no name for the band, it was like a vision in my dream.
Okay.
To call the band Yoth Iria.
That's a story, yeah.
It's not under a certain purpose. It's happened, just it came to me normally. You know, I have a different opinion about, what the common people think about, Lucifer and demons, etc. I was no more than 15 years old when I felt like the Lucifer is the good one of the story, okay, and he's the one that stand for the people, to help people, and so Yoth came to me like very very normally and physically.
Yeah,
It's
I
not in any case to just for reaction or something else. Okay, it has to do with my beliefs.
okay, yeah, maybe piss off was phrased a little badly. That's on me. I was just curious in a country that's or that I have always seen as very deeply religious. We can draw the parallels, for example, to Norway. The second black metal wave was also founded strongly on the beliefs of anti-Christianism, and in this case, I was just curious whether you, as one of the founding figures of Greek black metal, had similar thoughts.
Of course. I told you that I'm totally against not only Christianity and the other religions that have want the people to be slaves of them. Okay, and I think I'm against all of these religions, so not only Christianity, to be honest. Okay, for me, all of them are the same shits. So. So I'm a man that believe in freedom, knowledge, love, and the light. And for me, all the religions of today's world have disappointed the people. And for me, all of them are garbages.
Yeah, there's a nice quote of a German a political satirist. He says, "We have the freedom of religion, but I would prefer it if we were free of religion."
Absolutely, I agree with you.
So little step to the musical parts. You said that you was in studio before you had a name. So the idea of founding the band of Iria is like an older one and had grown over the time. So the music was first and then came the band, or how was it?
In fact, I started, composing the tracks in late 2000, about 2008, 2009. But I don't know why it took me more than 10 years to form a new band. Although I was working by myself recording tracks, I don't. It took me really, really too late to create the band. And of course, after it was about almost all the album ready, and still I don't have a band name. In fact, I don't have either a vocalist, to be honest. Okay, it was just me and George Emmanuel, my producer and my guitarist, about recording for 1 year for Yoth, and no name yet and no vocalist yet. But finally, I found the name. I found the Magus as a vocalist, and a new story has begun.
Yeah, cool. So if the recordings were a few years ago, you were not affected by the whole COVID situation right now, or?
I entered the studio, of course, before COVID. It was because I spent over 1 year in studio, maybe 1 year and a half. And after the COVID was started, we were nearly to the end. We finished the recordings on April. I can't remember now. We finished the recordings about a few months after the COVID was an event.
So to go a little further into this, you already mentioned that you started writing the songs in the late 2000s. So what was your thought process or your writing process behind the songs? Was it that you wanted to take such a long time for them to ripen, or was it just that you waited until inspiration hit you?
It's also really hard to express by myself why it took me so long. Immediately after my departure from Rotting Christ, I was planning to create a new band. But of course, it also took me about more than 2 decades for it. I don't know why it took me so long, but the tracks on, both on EP Under His Way and our debut album, it's a work about more than 8-9 years. And I have to mention that I have more tracks for and for the next full album. It's already the main, the main forms of the tracks are already ready. So
Okay.
I have one more album ready.
Very cool.
It's indeed cool. So I wouldn't, if you say this, I wouldn't say that it took you long. I mean, 8 years for 2 albums is a very normal time.
Okay, yes, of course.
At least to my mind.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And I have spent tons of hours for these tracks because from a period of 2013 to 2018, I have isolated to a mountaineer place in Greece, living totally alone in a mountaineer place away from the civilization. So I composed most of my tracks in this place. But of course, after 5 years of isolation, I think I thought that I was ready to return to the civilization.
Just out of curiosity, I watched a recent interview of yours where you described the place where you wrote the songs and said this was the starting point for your musical career, where you went there to holidays with friends and started making music and stuff.
Exactly. It is the same place you mentioned now. Yes.
Yeah, for example, the metal archives describe you as romantic Satanism, and if I take this period, it is I mean, black metal and romanticism are heavily inspired by nature. Maybe it's a little arrogant to ask, but I've always experienced Greece's nature as very uplifting and bright. How do you find the darkness in there, which influences your music?
First of all, I don't know if I totally agree with this description of metal archives about romantic Satanism. I prefer the term like occultism or Luciferian music.
Okay.
But of course, okay, but it's okay. It's a good, it's okay also. So anyone can describe us in the way he likes it or feel it. Okay. But in Greece, it's only it's a very ancient place, and even the situations have changed the last 2,000 years after the Christians destroy the ancient religion, destroy the ancient monuments, etc. But I think that every place in Greece, it's full of this ancient spirit.
Okay.
It's full of the spirit of paganism, of the ancient gods, and I think that this is the reason why the Greek black metal sound it's totally different from, for example, from Scandinavian black metal sound. Okay. I think it has to do with our Mediterranean inspirations from our mythology. Of course, I respect, Scandinavian black metal, okay, and I love it. And it's we are all the same. We are part of the same, will, but we have a different feeling in our music. And I think that our kind of black metal, I mean, the kind of Greek black metal, it's more heavy metal oriented, and more, I think, more melodic. And I think it do the weather, it do our, our ancient civilization.
Yeah,
I think
I like the description that you have on Greek black metal. So I was not very deep into Greek black metal before this interview, but when I listened to your album and your songs, I really liked it. At the
Thank you very much.
first moment, it was like really brutal how black metal has to be, in my opinion. But on the other hand, very melodic, like you said, and like rolling, grooving along, and very nice to listen to. I really like this opposites that are in first maybe you could think it cannot come together, but it totally fits. It's really cool.
Thank you very much. And let me add you that in my personal view, for me, I'm in this kind of music from mid 80s, late 80s. Okay. I consider that black metal, it's more than a certain kind of music. It's more like a kind of a way of life. Okay. For example, King Diamond, Merciful Fate. It's not musically black metal, but for me, King Diamond and Merciful Fate are more black metal than a lot of bands that are playing musically black metal. So my thoughts is that black metal is mostly a way of life, not so much a strictly certain way of music.
Yeah.
I would agree. Yeah, definitely. Maybe this is a good time for a short break for translation, so that the non-English speaking listeners. Ja, ihr seht schon, wir haben den Abend mit vielen Fragen gelöchert. Die erste Frage war, was bedeutet eigentlich Yoth Iria? Und im Prinzip ist Yoth Iria das Licht Luzifers, das er den Menschen gesandt hat. Ein bisschen ähnlich zu dem Feuer, das uns Prometheus gegeben hat. Und ja, dann war die nächste Frage, ob da aufgrund der entsprechenden Vergangenheit, ob da eventuell auch der Name gewählt wurde, um ein bisschen die Leute anzufressen, weil Griechenland sehr stark religiös ist. Allerdings war das nicht der Fall. Es war quasi eher eine Art, also die Aufnahmen zogen sich über Jahre hin und auch der Songwriting-Prozess. Und deshalb war da eher, das war so eine spontane Inspiration aus der Rotting Christ-Vergangenheit. Wir haben dann so ein bisschen darauf angespielt, dass die Musik ja als romantischer Black Metal oder romantischer Satanismus beschrieben wurde. Und gefragt, wo in der griechischen Natur man diese Dunkelheit findet. Allerdings würde Jim da eher der Beschreibung widersprechen und es als okkult und nicht unbedingt romantisch bezeichnen. Und er meint, dass man halt viele dieser Inspirationen so in den alten Städten in Griechenland findet. Außerdem Moment, jetzt muss ich einmal räuspern.
Danach haben wir über die Besonderheiten des griechischen Black Metal gesprochen, der mehr vom Heavy Metal beeinflusst ist, wie Jim gesagt hat. als der skandinavische Black Metal und dadurch wesentlich melodischer und grooviger wird.
Mhm.
Genau.
Genau, woraufhin Jim auch meinte, dass im Prinzip viel, wo Black Metal heutzutage draufsteht, musikalisch, das nicht unbedingt oder das spirituell gesehen vielleicht nicht unbedingt Black Metal ist, ohne jetzt die Qualität der Musik da negativ zu meinen, sondern für ihn ist Black Metal auch eine gewisse Philosophie und Lebenseinstellung. Beispielsweise hat er King Diamond von Merciful Fate genannt, die ja der musikalisch nicht unbedingt Black Metal oder als Black Metal zu verorten ist, aber von der Einstellung her. So, wir gehen wieder aufs Englische. Thanks for having you back, Jim.
Okay.
Yeah. Last we left off. I think this is a good idea to talk about Greek black metal and its musical influences a little more. For example, I just wanted to know your reaction to it because I found it, to be honest, very fitting. In a comment under the video for I think it was the red crown turns black. Under this video, one of the viewers commented that this is what at least some riffs were what Iron Maiden would have sounded like if they did black metal. I'm a little curious of what you think of it. I mean, yes, Greek black metal is influenced a lot by heavy metal, but I'm just curious.
To be honest, after the track was ready, and I listened to it 2-3 times in my home, I said, "Oh, this is totally an Iron Maiden ripoff." But when I called my partners to change it, they told me, "Oh no, fuck off! It's we was working on it for 20 days. We can't change it. Leave it. It's okay. It's fucking good." But
I'm definitely on the side of your partners there.
Yes. But you know that in fact, after I'm writing the music, I don't have any specific, influence, etc. But I think that consciously, because I'm into this kind of music from early 80s, starting with traditional heavy metal bands, with new wave of British heavy metal, etc. All these hearings, I think, have an influence in my music. Even I can't understand it in the certain time. Okay. So this red crown turns black. I can admit that it's a totally Iron Maiden ripoff, but it happened, so let it be.
No, I wouldn't say it's a ripoff. I mean, you definitely hear it's a different genre and it's a different ambience. I just wanted to draw the parallel between heavy metal and the direct succession of Greek black metal. Didn't want to say that it was a ripoff.
I promise that it happened accidentally, not by purpose. Okay.
I haven't said that.
Yeah. But I think that's really another great aspect of your album,
Yes.
because it's very different. The songs are very different in a good way. So you have on one side, Red Crown Turns Black, very like heavy metal stuff, but the first song, The Great Hunter, bursts in your face, I think. So it's really some cool different aspects of metal in your album.
Do you know something that after the album was ready, because to be honest, I try not to listen to my album very often, but at least sometimes I have to listen to it and check some points. And after the album was ready and I'm listening to the album many times, I found really a lot of influence of it. For example, for me, Great Hunter, it's the track that it's more near to the Scandinavian sound. For example, in the Swedish sound of bands like At the Gates, Star Tranquility, etc. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
I think okay, it is the most aggressive track of the album, but also it's a total different album track from the other mood of the album.
Mhm. But for
That's my
example,
opinion. That's
yeah,
my personal view on the track. Okay.
but for example, this is I would agree to that. And for example, I think this is one of the greatest strengths of the album because it presents black metal in a stylistically diverse arrangement. And I mean, every song is black metal, and you hear it, but you it kind of for me it kind of explored what black metal actually can do. I mean, one of the greatest weaknesses that I find putting me off some black metal bands is their repetitivity. I mean, you listen to it track by track, and of course the tracks sound nice, but they are always the same. And this is what I think is one of the greatest strengths I've been noticing when I've been listening to Yoth, Iria.
Thank you very much. Okay. As I told you many times before, uh, I never had a particular way to recording to making music. Okay, it's something that I did from my Rotten Christ days. So everything came to me in the way just I feel it. I don't uh, I don't care if a track is totally different from another. I really don't care. Just I want to write in the way I feel it.
Mm,
Very nice.
definitely very nice. Let's
I think
see.
it's a great take on songwriting. So not like it's like Gregor said, many bands are very systematic and overthinking the process of making an album, and they have too less, like I would call it like feelings in the songwriting. And so yeah, I like your take on songwriting.
Okay.
Yeah, for I think one thing that is especially interesting for the musicians in our listeners. Um, I mean, you have a experience with a lot of bands, and many sources cite you as one of the founding fathers of Greek black metal, and hence, what would be advice of yours concerning new bands? To do what they love and to make their mark in their respective style of metal. Is there any advice you have for them?
To be honest, I never liked to advise nobody. Okay,
Okay.
my motto is do whatever you like, but do it in the way you love it and feel it. If you do something you love it and you like it, even you succeed commercially or not, it's okay for me. Uh, my my only advice is do it in the way you feel it. uh, I'm not here to give any advice, and even I never give advice to my kids. So I'm not going to give advices to anyone because every single person knows by himself what is good and not for him. So
Yeah, I
I
think.
respect, listen to me. I respect every band that spend his time, every band that spend its money, its time for making music. Okay, so even I like or not any band, they have my respect. That's for
Mhm.
me the meaning of metal music. Okay,
Yeah, very nice. I
we
think
are, we are different people, so that's the reason we create a different music.
cool. I
Nice.
think that you don't want to give an advice is like a good advice in its own way to do everything like it feels for yourself. It's very good, I think. A good way.
I mean that metal community. It's an underground community for sure, but the people that follow this music are different people. So that's the reason why we are creating a different music. So I don't think that they really need my advices because they know what it is the best for them.
Yeah, really cool. So
Definitely.
with one eye at the time.
Mm.
So
I think it's a very nice closing statement.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I mean, do what you love and enjoy it is the best closing statement one can have for metal.
This is the black metal meaning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. So thank you for the interview.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much as well.
So, and yeah, it was nice to meet you. We will do a little translation after you've gone. So thank you, and I think have a nice evening.
Yes,
okay,
have a nice evening. Stay safe.
Bye. You too. And thank you very much.
We look forward to new albums and hopefully concerts.
Yeah.
I hope so very soon. Okay. I hope so very soon. Okay.
Best wishes.
Thank you very much.
You too. Take care.
Okay. Bye. Bye. Take care. Bye. Bye. Soon.
So. Ja. Das war unser Interview mit Jim Mutilator von Yoth Iria. Genau, wir haben uns dann noch mal ein bisschen über griechischen Black Metal unterhalten und darüber, es gab einen sehr, sehr interessanten Kommentar unter einem der Songs, nämlich dem Song The Red Crown Turns Black. Unbedingt anhören, übrigens, ist mein persönlicher Favorit des Albums. Und darunter hieß es, das ist es, wie sich Iron Maiden anhören würde, hätten sie Black Metal gemacht. Jim fand das ganz witzig, weil er meinte, als er den Song zum ersten Mal gehört hat, wäre es ihm fast so vorgekommen, als wäre das ein Iron Maiden Rip-Off gewesen. Aber seine Kollegen hätten gesagt, bist du wahnsinnig, das können wir nicht abändern. Der Song klingt geil und lass bloß die Finger davon.
Ja.
Und wir haben uns dann noch ein bisschen darüber unterhalten, dass das Album stilistisch eigentlich sehr vielseitig ist dafür, dass es, was heißt dafür, dass es Black Metal ist? Also im Prinzip, dass es einen stilistisch unheimlich vielseitigen Black Metal präsentiert, woraufhin Jim meinte, dass er eigentlich gar nicht so die Intention hat, jetzt Songs nach einer bestimmten Art zu schreiben, sondern sie einfach schreibt, wie sie kommen und er da auch nicht die Absicht hat, entsprechend das anders zu machen.
Ja. Das ist eine sehr interessante Herangehensweise an Songwriting, ich finde.
Ja, Björn hatte auch gesagt, dass das eigentlich eine ziemlich gute Essenz für Metal-Songs ist. Weniger Kopf und ein bisschen mehr Herz dabei. Genau, und wir waren dann nochmal neugierig, insbesondere für die Musiker unter euch, was denn Jim dazu sagt. Ich meine, er ist ja einer der Schwergewichte im griechischen Black Metal, was er den jungen Bands als Rat geben würde, dass die so ein bisschen ihre Musik nicht unbedingt nach vorne bringen können. Wir haben jetzt nicht gefragt, wie wird man erfolgreich, sondern eher, wie schafft man es, sich mit der Band so zu verwirklichen, wie man es möchte. Und daraufhin meinte er, dass er da eigentlich sehr ungern Tipps gibt, weil er findet, dass die Leute einfach das tun sollen, was sie lieben und dabei Spaß haben sollen und dann wird sich das entsprechend fügen. Und das ist eigentlich ein ziemlich gutes Schlusswort, wie wir dann festgestellt haben, insbesondere für Black Metal. Das ist eigentlich die Essenz von dem Ganzen. Macht verdammt nochmal, was ihr wollt.
So ist es.
Um das mal so zusammenzufassen. Ja, wir hatten eine Menge Spaß beim Machen des Interviews. Wir hoffen, dass ihr auch eine Menge Spaß beim Hören habt. Wir waren Frantic Disruption. für Schall und Laut, Radio Linden e.V.
Genau.
Hört rein.
Schaut auch bei Iria vorbei, schaut bei uns
Genau.
vorbei, schaut bei Radio Linden vorbei.
Genau. Da gibt's was auf Ohren.
Genau.
So. Liebe Grüße nochmal an die Crew von Schall und Laut, dass sie das möglich gemacht haben.
Vielen Dank
Und
an Sven.
genau, besten Dank. Und dann würde ich sagen, lasst euch nicht von dem ganzen Corona-Wahnsinn down kriegen. Die nächsten Konzerte kommen schon irgendwann.
Genau. Bis dahin einfach Black Metal.
Genau, Black Metal.
Macht's gut.
Tschö.